Starting things off this time of year, some producers are making plans for cover crops. As a slow-growing cool season legume, red clover is suitable to under-sowing and to winter small grains. It continues to grow after small grain harvest and can be terminated in time for planting corn. We recently caught up with Nebraska Extension soil health management educator to learn more about red clover. Market Journal's Mike Straub has this story.
Red clover can be an excellent green manure that fixes nitrogen, suppresses weeds, and increases corn yields. It continues to grow after small grain harvest and can be terminated in the fall or following spring before corn planting.
Yeah, red clover can be a really beneficial crop, a green manure crop for winter wheat systems. It's relatively easy to establish. We can actually establish it by frost seeding early in the year. What we did was we planted it in late February or early March, preferably when the ground is still frozen or even on snow. Just broadcast it, and it will emerge. It will kind of hang on in the wheat crop. It doesn't do much growth. It doesn't interfere with the wheat at all. We never found any effects on the wheat yield. Once the wheat is harvested, that's when it really takes off. It produces a pretty nice stand. It can be terminated that fall or left until the next spring, and then killed in the spring before the next crop is planted.
Red clover also promotes many benefits to soil health by providing nitrogen, a habitat to soil microbes, and soil structure.
Other than that, the red clover will add nitrogen because it's a legume, so it fixes nitrogen from the atmosphere and adds that to the soil. But there's lots of other soil health benefits. Whenever we have a cover crop during a period that would otherwise be fallow, we have living roots in the ground. These roots are providing habitat and food sources to soil microbes, because most microbes in the soil live either on or very, very close to plant roots. So we're providing habitat for them. Plant roots constantly leach some simple sugars and amino acids, so that's a perfect food for those microbial communities. So what we have seen is increases in microbial communities, some increases in bacteria, even small increases in fungi, which are those microbes that really, really help us with our soil structure. So that's a very positive trend.
The best time to broadcast red clover seeds is in the late winter or early spring, while the ground is still frozen. This will allow it to take advantage of the moisture from the snow.
So there's definitely different establishment times, but the one that I would recommend is frost seeding in early spring. So broadcasting onto frozen ground, probably late February up to late March. I mean, in Nebraska, our springs can be very cold for a long time, but basically frost seeding on frozen ground or even snow. So that way the clover can take advantage of that moisture that's usually there in the spring and get going.
When comparing two studies involving winter wheat followed by corn, the organic study without nitrogen application yielded better corn than the conventional study with the application of nitrogen.
So I've done two studies. One was in an organic system with winter wheat followed by corn. Another one was in a conventional system, also winter wheat followed by corn. In the conventional system, we didn't see an effect on the corn yields. The winter wheat and the corn were also fertilized with nitrogen, so we didn't adjust the nitrogen or anything. In our organic study, we compared the red clover to a control which received no nitrogen, and in 1 year we did see a benefit. So the corn after the clover yielded more. In 1 year, though, and that was the drought year of 2012, the corn after red clover yielded less, considerably less, because that clover took up a lot of soil moisture. So,
Undersowing red clover into winter wheat can help control weeds after winter wheat harvest and provide some nitrogen to next year's corn crop. For higher corn yields, clover should not be the only nitrogen source. Terminating red clover in the fall may allow more time for decomposition as well as soil water recharge. Reporting for Market Journal, I am Mike Straub.